Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about true love versus toxic love. So this one's a toughie, but I'm going to break down a lot of myths that are out there about love and talk about the experience of it and the components of true love, because a lot of us don't have it, sadly, and a lot of us are under the influence of something that's not real. So, true love never ends, and that's a great thing. True love never ends. But what people don't tell you as well is that addiction feels the same way, and it's something that you have to conquer. It's something that you have to conquer. So, originally, I had thought, and you can blame movies, TV, personal experience, that love was an intense feeling, just an amazing, intense feeling. That's what I thought it was. An intense feeling that would just never seem to go away. The butterflies in the stomach, the, daydreaming, the, embrace. I thought love was all these things. And unfortunately, it's not. It's not all those things. Love is not just an intense feeling. Actually, love is pretty peaceful. And nobody talks about that. It doesn't give you anxiety. It doesn't author confusion. It doesn't make you wary. It doesn't do any of those things. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. The thing is this. In my last video, I talked about quit bleeding for love. Meaning, like, you just want love so badly. And you could heal your wounds or you can disguise them. And some people are good at disguising them, and some people are good at healing them. And it's quite tricky. It's quite tricky because when you're in pain and somebody gives you drugs, you don't feel the pain. And when you don't feel the pain, you're not focused on healing. You're not like, okay, now that I don't feel the pain, let me stitch up my arm so I can feel better. No, most people don't do this. They don't do this. They take the drug. It's the easy route. You stop feeling the pain and it's just amazing. This is why some people can't be alone. You're like, how can they just not be alone? Because they're an addict. They just keep going for the high of being with somebody that, like, oh my gosh, everything's great. It's meant to be. That's drugs. That's drugs. It's quite unfortunate because feeling high, as some of you may know, unfortunately, feels great. Feels great. You don't have to worry about anything, worry free. But then you have to worry once you're off the high because the lows are really low. And sometimes you need a higher dosage next time to feel something. And then you just keep upping the dosages until you're just numb and you don't feel anything at all. And that's a terrible feeling as well. That's a terrible feeling as well. But true love doesn't do that. True love doesn't do that. So, toxic love. It's quite addicting. It's quite addicting. And what most people are experiencing is addiction. I'm gonna love this person forever. I can't lose them. Um, just think about it. When people operate in the negative instead of the positive about something, so for example, um, let's say you tried to break up with somebody and they said, I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose you. What would you rather hear? I don't want to lose you, or I want to cherish you forever. What do I have to do? Because I never want to take you for granted. Some people may not want to lose you, but it doesn't mean they want to keep you. When love is a battle and your significant other is an opponent to win over, you don't have real love. I'm sorry to break it to you. You don't have real love. You don't have to win each other over when you're equally yoked. Now, when you're not equally yoked, you might have to win each other over. What do you have to offer them? What do you have to offer me? In love, you don't want an opponent. You want an ally where you help each other. And the outward force of evil is something you face together, not at each other. So, the best relationships that I've observed, because I've observed a lot of married couples and both the happy, the unhappy, the divorced, and I've noticed a lot of things that help identify truth and the way love can be beautifully operated in truth. Similarities. You definitely want similarities, and those similarities should be in values. Now, similarities that may not matter as much is, oh my gosh, we both love owls and we both have a rock collection. So it's meant to be. Like, this must be it. Because who else likes a rock collection and loves owls? It's meant to be. We fall for these tropes all the time. All the time. We pick something that we really like and they like it too. Oh my gosh, it must be meant to be. That's not what makes a relationship work. It's not foundational. It's a perk when somebody likes something that you like. But if it's not a foundational thing, then it may be irrelevant later. It might be irrelevant later, and that's just the way it's made up to be. You want someone with similar values. You cannot have opposing values and have harmony unless you're saying your values don't mean anything to you. Just facts. So values, belief systems, those things are core and should be similar. That your values and beliefs should be similar. Those things are, great to have similarity to. Now, your differences should not be opponents, but complements. Leader, helper, for example, is a good complement to each other. They complement in their roles as such. And if you have two leaders or two helpers, it's really hard to get everything done because one person has to deny their identity in order to serve the other half. It's like driving with the wheel and the pedal. You can't have two people that are wheel people and not the pedal drivers. And so you need that type of difference that is compatible, that helps you go somewhere and get somewhere. It could be broken down as simple as, let's say you are cooking and the other person loves to clean. Beautiful. One person cooks, the other person cleans. There we go. Living the dream, right? It's differences that complement each other. Now, if you have two people that are like, I love to cook, but I'm never cleaning, you're going to have a bunch of dishes and a bunch of trouble and a bunch of mess. So these are some of the things that are good to keep in mind when figuring out a life partner. So love is not just an intense feeling, because drugs is an intense feeling and it can drive you to hurt yourself and others because you become completely irrational. You don't do things in your best interest or somebody else's best interest. And that's what toxic relationships do. They're power struggles that are very addicting. And some people are with people just because of revenge. They want to avenge themselves and they just can't seem to let it go. And it's good to let it go. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Why get in the way of true love when you can get the real thing? True love, toxic love, drugs, food. Now, does food make you go all crazy and stuff like that? No. But once you're satisfied and you got the right nutrients, your body feels good and you're at peace. Drugs, you're off the scales. You're full of chaos, confusion sometimes, which is what some unfortunate romantic relationships encompass: chaos, confusion, addiction. I can't live without you. You lived without them before. You lived without them before. Yes, the love of your life is going to enhance your life. That's what it does. It's supposed to enhance your life. Be your life? No. You should have an identity beforehand. You should have something to offer and something to give. You should just be whole before you enter something. So true love is not just an intense feeling. It's not an intense feeling that never dies. True love never ends, and addiction is something we have to conquer. And it's something sometimes people battle the rest of their lives. So just because something lasts and makes you sad still doesn't mean that they're the one or the ultimate person. If you feel lost or broken without a particular person, think about the power that you gave them. Think about that. Love is not a power struggle between two individuals. You're not opponents. You're supposed to be allies. And some people end up with their adversaries. So I just wanted to break this down for people, and I hope this video helps people. With narcissistic relationships especially, huge power struggle dynamic. Sometimes people submit their power to somebody else and lose their identity, and it's quite unfortunate, and that's why it's good to have an identity in Christ and follow God and have something outside of you that orients you to being a good, healthy individual who has something to offer, who's able to receive, who's able to understand what true love is. It's not abuse, it's not addictive, and it doesn't bring you pain, it brings you peace. So love is peaceful. It's not that butterfly thing that they say about in movies. In fact, that's anxiety telling you that you're in trouble because you generated the feeling without somebody else's participation often enough. So I hope this video helps people, and I hope everybody out there gets true love. And even though it's a hard world out there, I hope that people lead with truth first and find love, the real kind, not the cheap imitation, the real one. So I hope this video helps some of you out there, and take care of yourselves.